Please remember that all the opinions in the show are those of the host and should only be taken as food for thought. We're in no way telling you to do anything. Everything is kept anonymous for the safety of the listeners and no information is shared to anyone else. If you are easily offended by people's opinions or views, then thank you for making it this far, but this is not the podcast for you, so see you later. And please enjoy the rest of the show. So this listener says, hey, I've been thinking about getting a piercing on my nose and my parents are dead against it. Shall I go and get it and apologise after the fact? Oh, they always do say it's easier to apologise than to ask permission.
I thought in 2024, piercings are the last of anyone's worries.
I'm not a bit... I had a piercing when I was... Oh, God. 15, I think I got one in my ear because my mate had one.
Mm.
And then the back of it went inside my ear and I had to go to hospital and this nurse with these huge fucking tweezers pried it out of my ear.
Oh, my God. What the
And
fuck?
that was that done. I don't like piercings anymore. I don't do them. I haven't done them. Tattoos are my thing. I don't...
I had a few. I've still got the hole there because I had it for years, my left ear.
Mm.
And then I got one in my lip, which lasted probably about 12 hours. I decided I didn't like it. And then I had this, is it called the septum?
In the middle?
Yeah.
I didn't
Through the
know you
middle of
had
your
that.
nose. I had that done. That was about an hour that lasted. And it was like tickling my nose hair. And I was like, nah, bro, I'm not doing this.
Yeah, fuck
And
that.
it comes straight back out again.
My uncle got his tongue pierced. I think it was like a midlife crisis thing.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
the weirdest fucking thing, seeing like a 50-year-old man with a fucking tongue piercing.
Yeah, that is strange.
All the Polish people at work, because obviously Polish people are known to be a little bit homophobic. It's not me saying it. That's what they're like.
Mm.
And they're like, anyone with a tongue piercing is because you want to give a blowjob. So there's a couple people at work and like the fucking nonsense that comes out of these people's mouths to upset them is ridiculous. But it's a weird one, right? Like your parents are from a different generation, right? So they see piercings and things like that is like ruining your body and things like that. But in 2024, it don't matter. You know what I mean? Jobs, they don't care. Most companies couldn't, unless it's like offensive or aggressive. Like if you get it pierced and then you get something like a cock hanging out of your nose or whatever as a jewelry, then it's going to be offensive.
I think I would go and get it done, come back, and then like the heel would like trust like from a person that had 2 fucking piercings that lasted probably 6 hours and fucking 1 hour. It doesn't like the hole's not going to stay there forever. If you pull that straight back out and you get grief off your parents or you decide you don't like it or whatever, pull it out and it will be gone within fucking a couple of weeks. Be back to normal.
You got to leave it in for a certain amount of time for it to
even then, stay.
Yeah, it closes up. But I mean, you can get magnetic ones if you're not like.
Yeah, you can. Yeah,
you know what I mean, just to see what it looks like. Don't tell your parents. See what their reaction would be. And then just be like, it's magnetic. I'm just fucking testing it out. That's always a way to go. I always used to hate people like pulling out like earrings and stuff like that and get you to fucking smell them.
Yeah, it was fucking. I remember it was a big thing when we were teenagers. Like when I got the middle of my nose done, I didn't even go home. I went back to my mate's house and I turned up and like all my mates were quite like, I wouldn't say chavvy. I would say like they were like roadmen type guys. And I turned up with an emo-esque fucking nose ring. And they were like, what the fuck is that? And then that's probably part of the reason it only lasted 20 minutes in my fucking nose. It lasted the walk from town to my mate's house, everyone to rip into me and me looking in the mirror and it was tickling my nose. I was like, okay, this is coming out. And then my mum never even got to see it. So I think even to this day, my mum's like, did that even happen? And I was like, yes. I should have got a picture of it.
Yeah, well.
One of them old Sony Ericsson pictures. You wouldn't be able to see it.
No, you wouldn't know. The pixel would just look like a fucking...
Yeah.
I saw this TikTok of this woman in a car. And she's talking to the camera saying how like these people didn't give her a job. and all this sort of stuff. And then this guy who, I don't think he worked for the company that she applied for, but he was like, oh, you know, companies don't really care about tattoos, but when you've got a baby's head with spider's legs and a fucking pentagram on its forehead in blood, like, no, they're not going to hire you. Like, like it was right on her neck, like fucking massive. And
that is fucking. They call them job stoppers for a reason. Do you know what I mean?
but I mean, if you got not sensible tattoos, but I mean, if you got tattoos that are less offensive,
Mm-hmm.
then people aren't that bothered. But if you got something like that, that's going to offend a lot of people, and it reflects on the. I'm like, oh, come on, love, like that's fucking mental.
Like I was saying to Charlotte, I was discussing. I was going to get my right hand done, the top of my right hand, and I was like, I don't think it will stop me getting the job anymore, especially the job I'm in now. If I was to move on, I'd probably go for somewhere similar.
Yeah.
But I know someone that lost a job from getting something like that done. Loads of guys that I work with have their hands done and stuff like that, so I quite like the look. And I was just like, I might get my right hand done and then decide what I'm going to do with my left arm, because I need to finish my left arm as well. And then I was talking with, then we moved on to whatever other places, because Charlotte's got a C behind her ear. And I said, that's unnoticeable, but there's a chance I could go bald. So if I'm going to go bald, I'll end up, that's my, whatever I get behind my ear will always be on show. So I was like, that's why I didn't do it. And then I was like, if I got my throat, the only time I'd get my throat done is if I didn't have to worry about jobs for the rest of my life.
Yeah. If I went bald, I'd get a massive Charlotte's Web on the back of my head.
Yeah, I think I would get, I was always said to Charlotte, I'll get a tattoo of her face on top of my head.
When she had an argument, you just look down and she's just looking at herself.
So she's round with herself.
Easiest way to diffuse something. But yeah, no, I think at the end of the day, if you want it, you can have it.
If you're old enough to go into tattoo or piercing parlor and get it done, get it done. Fuck it.
You're the only person that's got to deal with it. But like I said, if you yourself aren't 100%, you can test it on like magnetic ones, and then you don't have to go through any of the pain or the spending all that money.
Yeah,
and then you can also get a gauge on the reaction of your family as well.
Yeah, how mad they will go.
Yeah, I think if I ever wanted to have something like that look, I would go magnetic anyway, so I can just take it off.
I think the only time that it's really going to make a difference to you is if you get one of them, the ear openers. Mm-hmm. They're less in fashion now, but they were quite in fashion a while ago, a few years ago. And they're the only things that can leave you with a permanent problem.
I knew a few people where they'd snap. Like their ears were so
they went
thin.
too big.
Yeah. And it just like snapped, and I'm like, fuck, yeah, that's gross. But yeah, good luck. If you get it done, let us know how your family reacted, so we can tell everyone.